We are the Fashion Daddies. Welcome to the Fashion Daddies podcast, where we talk about all things
fashion,
figure skating,
and Madonna.
Yes, definitely Madonna.
For now.
Are you ready?
Yes, we had an outfit change.
Yes, we did.
But, Daddy David.
Yes.
Now, if you're listening to this, well, you're going to have to watch it. Why am I dressed like one of the World Cup commentators?
I would say the World Cup commentators are dressed like you.
Thank you. I was going to say, probably wait a minute, which came first?
Right?
The chicken or the gay? The gay.
The gay for sure.
Yeah. There must be a gay wardrobe stylist putting those outfits together. Although, these sports guys are they're getting into the swing of things.
Yes.
And peacocking and dressing. But, I mean, I maybe it was in the air, because all of a sudden I picked a pinstripe double-breasted jacket and a pocket scarf and a white dress shirt, and there I am. I'm looking like, oh, dare I say it, Alexi Lawless.
No.
He no good, honey.
No, I think you have always had a Euro a Euro businessman style.
Yes, yeah, that is true. I guess it's part of my Greek half.
Yeah.
Perhaps. But no,
I
you're
think
right.
it's more Italian.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, because I have to say, there's always the story where when I was at UCLA and I was in the dorms, and I loved, because I never got the chance to eat just basic American food.
Yeah.
And I was always there in the cafeteria, because I was like, tater tots! To me, that was like caviar. Anyway, I heard from my friends, who eventually became my friends, I will make this quick, that they thought I was the exchange student from Spain.
Oh.
Because I was, even then, as a young'ums, I was wearing Gucci loafers, no socks, and ascots.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yes.
I have had this European tendency for decades now.
Yeah. It's in your blood. Even though you say Greek and all, but the Euro-ness of it all.
I know. It's true.
All right. Well, speaking of Euro, I don't know if that's the proper
what's the transition there?
Well,
Madonna, she likes Europeans.
She likes Europeans. She
dates Europeans.
British for a while.
She was. And then she became Portuguese.
And then she became
later.
Portuguese.
She just gets all into it.
Yes.
She became Cabo Verde. Speaking of World Cup.
Yeah.
My God. See, always Madonna first.
Yes.
She did her whole thing with Cape Verde.
Yeah.
For the Madame X. And then all of a sudden it's in the news. Look it up, kids. Yeah. Look it up. It's the goalie. He's 40 and he's amazing.
So we're going to continue on part 2.
Moving on.
Where we left off, which was after her sixth world tour.
We're discussing Madonna Tour Couture.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And she had 12 world tours. We've done 6 so far.
Okay, so now it's part 2.
Now it's part 2, and we're on to tour number 7.
Ooh.
And this...
What year?
Is 2006.
Oh. Let me see. What was I doing? What were we doing in 2006?
You've got to remember what you were doing in 2006.
Oh! That's right. That was a pivotal year.
Yes.
It was Project Runway.
Yes. It was the year that it aired. You filmed in June of 2005.
You know more than I do about all of that.
And then it started airing in December of 2025 and went all the way to March or something like that. Yeah, right. Fashion Week, because back then it was during Fashion Week.
That's where, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
So
that's when it ended.
Yeah.
For New York Fashion Week.
Yes. So that's what you were doing in 2006. But we were also going to Confessions Tour.
We went.
Remind me. Yes. It was at, I forgot what they called the forum then. It's the Kia Forum in Inglewood.
Okay.
And it was named something else back then. I don't know what it was. Okay. But it's quite an old arena.
Yes.
They've updated it, I feel, a bit, but of course the bones of it are still. But she tends to use that arena a lot.
I'm just shocked. In typical LA fashion, everything has been torn down. Yeah. But yet all that is still there.
Yeah.
And if you do if you're arriving into LAX, you kind of see it.
Yeah, you do.
You see it.
And now they built the new arena where the World Cup is being held.
The SoFi?
Yes, across the street. So that whole area has gotten a refresh, but they've kept the Kia Forum. And in 2006, that's where we saw Madonna in Confessions.
All right. Let's talk about the costumes.
Yeah, let's talk about the costumes. So again, it was Ariane Phillips.
Her bestie.
Who did the costumes for it. And this was, I want to say, I'm not sure, her third or something. I don't know. But it was right there in the middle of where they were really collaborating.
Right.
And this is where she was touring extensively. Not year after year, but because remember, we last talked about how she took a huge time off from touring.
Right.
And she made films and had children. Well,
but now it was almost like she would release an album and then she would tour.
Yeah.
It was more consistent.
Yep. It was a lot of album, tour. And this one was divided into 4 acts, as she's wont to do. Sometimes she does more acts, sometimes she does less, but this one is 4. It was equestrian. And then how would you say the second act?
A Bedouin.
Bedouin, which stands for what?
The Bedouins. The Bedouins of North Africa.
Oh.
Yes. So it's kind of like somewhat related to Arabs, but these were the original nomads in North Africa, the Bedouins, and you recognize them by their off-white caftans and the white turbans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's basically the inspiration. So think Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, North Africa. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know what costumes went along with that.
The Bedouins.
Yeah. It must not have been something that really struck me because it is not listed as one of my favorites.
It's not in your highlights.
No. What was my favorite was from the equestrian. Well, let me say again, after that, there was glam punk act.
Right.
And then disco, which are 2 that she returns to often.
Yeah.
So she went back there.
Because it's always a audience highlight.
Yes.
Right? But we love the horse riding.
Yes. Well, so this is her equestrian era in life, too. So this is when she owned horses. I think she might still.
Back in England?
Yes, but she was very much into horseback riding.
I remember, I think there was a whole Vogue kind of an editorial.
Yes.
And she was the I don't know if you said the manor of the house or the madame of the estate.
Of course.
She was cosplaying being like the madam of the Downton Abbey of that era.
That was definitely a lot of cosplaying for her going on at that time with the British.
Oh, and the accents.
The accents.
Oh, that's right.
But so my favorite was from the equestrian, and it was from Jean-Paul Gaultier. Of course. And he took her to a Paris Zingaro theatrical horse show, and she fell in love with it. So Gaultier wanted the male dancers to portray horses with built-in saddles, harnesses, and all the horse accoutrement.
I love it. I love it. Now it's coming back to me, and I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very saucy and sassy.
Yes. And she was all in black. She had tight, almost like tights. The sketch shows it as jodhpurs. But when you see the image of her, it just more looks like tight
Yeah,
tights.
they don't look like jodhpurs.
And a silk satin jacket.
And this is all Gaultier.
All Gaultier.
And it's asymmetrical. And then that top hat with the horse hair.
Yes. Yes. So the ponytail, the iconic, of course, you remember from Blonde Ambition, she had the blonde ponytail.
Right.
Well, that was very clever. It's out of the top hat came this horsehair ponytail.
Right.
And that was really the sort of pièce de résistance that really took this look over the top.
I love the asymmetry of it because I think like one sleeve, it's like the jacket is asymmetrical and it's got one tailored satin tuxedo jacket sleeve, and then the other or whatever's underneath is coming out, which is the lace blouse, let's say, with the blouson sleeve coming out of it, which again is a lot. This is always a theme, or always was a theme in the Jean Paul Gaultier shows. But I especially loved the dancers.
Yeah,
I just thought that there was an S&M quality to that.
Yeah, well,
hello,
Madonna.
I don't think that was supposed to be not obvious. So yeah. For sure.
Yeah. And then that one side had the buckles across the chest. And it was really cool.
And along with the dancing too, because I know there was some sort of, she was kind of riding them.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, but the choreography is always great.
This also, I feel, began, maybe she was doing it a little bit before, but it really solidified her era of the high boot. So the boot that went just to the knee-high boots, that laced usually up the front, but not always. In the disco segments, they didn't. But my feeling always with that was it was giving her a lot of stability in her dancing at that point. So she must have felt really comfortable in that boot that sort of held everything together.
Yeah.
Because even to this day, at almost 68, she is still wearing high heels. I mean,
make a good point.
4 inches still, don't you think? Her heels are? Yeah. So anyway, it was a good tour. I remember liking it.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away, but it, always.
We're always excited.
Always
excited for Madonna Tour and to see the costumes. And, yes, there were some better than others.
Yeah.
I mean, the disco one was a little just obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, she was giving you John Travolta, the white jacket, vest, pants, the purple shirt, where she was also kind of playing Jesus.
Yeah. It definitely was where she literally hung like she was hanging from a cross on sort of almost like a disco cross.
Right.
Always pushing it.
Yeah, always push. All right, Madonna. Okay. Next up is the Sticky and Sweet Tour. Why, Daddy David?
Because this was the Project Runway era still, 2008, 2009. So this was right after when everything was happening.
Yeah.
We were every opportunity.
Project Runway was blowing up, and I was traveling all over the country.
Yeah.
And even abroad.
Yeah.
And I was a $2 hooker, honey. I was doing anybody who called and paid. Thank you very much.
We were like, where's the plane ticket? Let's go.
I was traveling so much and got so many appearances at events that I literally was just getting upgraded everywhere and anywhere. I know. Those were the days. I mean, it would just be a simple trip to from Nashville to New York or something. And all of a sudden, ding. And that's when, unfortunately, that upgrade bug, and the that's what it is like. I ain't going back.
I know.
Yeah, I know. So that was not good.
It was like if you've seen The Devil Wears Prada 2, where Nick started walking through the business class cabin and being like, oh, no. This is not
no.
Well, so the reason I went with the Sticky and Sweet tour is because it is the tour that we missed. And they did a complete film of it, a concert film of this tour. And when I watched it, it still to this day is one of my favorite tours because they designed it as a non-stop dance party. So it was just, when somebody, and here we go, it's, it kind of refers to an age thing. But when somebody is in their peak, their highest moment, where everything is just clicking.
Yeah.
To me, that was this moment for Madonna.
Okay.
The way she looked, she seemed happy. That part of it was because it was a dance tour, but everything just sort of came together.
The music.
Right. It was she was having a resurgence.
Yeah.
So I do regret not seeing it, but thank goodness we have the film, and the costumes were great.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let's talk about it. So the tour, the concert, as you say, had 4 acts. Yeah. Just like the last one, right?
Yeah.
Pimp, Old School, Gypsy, and Rave, of course. Now, costumes, well, of course, she brought in the big guns with the designers. It wasn't just, like all the other ones where it was like just Gaultier. No, this time she brought on Riccardo Tisci, who was the creative director for Givenchy. And so he did a lot of custom Givenchy haute couture, as well as Miu Miu for shoes, Jeremy Scott for Moschino, Yves Saint Laurent, YSL, Ash, Stella McCartney, Michael Schmidt, Scorpion, and Roberto Cavalli, to name a few. And if that was not it, the accessories: Chanel, Nike, American Apparel, Moschino, more Moschino, Mizuno, and Ray-Ban. So yeah, we're talking a lot. Crazy. And it all came together, of course, because of the queen, Miss Ariane Phillips, who worked as the head tour costume designer as well as the stylist. And she said that the tour, the overall inspiration was going to be Joan of Arc meets sexy robot.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah.
I do remember now that you're talking about it, especially because of the costumes, because there was so much fashion.
Yeah.
It wasn't just costume, but there was a high fashion element to me. So some of my favorites were, of course, the black satin jackets done by Riccardo Tisci, who, look it up, kids. Look him up.
He's not having a good moment. Right
no, he's. I think he's in court for assault,
few allegations,
and rape and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Thank you very much. Merci. Anyway, but this was his good years.
Yes.
Riccardo Tisci for Givenchy. And basically took a lot of inspiration directly from his collections, and then just repurposed them and recostumed them for the stage for Madonna. So I thought that was great. And of course, she's wearing her boots. In the Gypsy segment, she wore a lot of necklaces, and it was colorful, and it was a modern take on Gypsy. I loved it. I really did. I think that those were basically some of my favorite looks were the Givenchy Riccardo Tisci looks from Sticky and Sweet.
So this was actually after the Hard Candy album. But
therefore Sticky and Sweet.
Yes, exactly. But it also had elements of Confessions, which was a album that was continuous.
Right.
Where one song went into the other.
It blended.
And that's basically what the way she did this concert was every song blended into the next song. So it was nonstop. It was crazy. And for us here, which I missed, as I've said, it was at Dodger Stadium.
Oh.
So you can only imagine.
Okay, let's not dwell on the concert stuff, because we're dwelling on the fashion. Need I remind you?
All right. Well, the next one was MDNA Tour.
All right.
And we did go to this one.
Oh, see, there you go. Because we were so bitter for missing the other one. We're like, no, bitch. We're going to this one.
So, and this tour was actually hugely successful. At the time, it was the 10th highest grossing tour ever. So it was when she was really getting into that groove of cranking out the tours and filling all those arenas. Again, divided into 4 acts. This was Transgression, Prophecy, Masculine, Feminine, and Redemption.
The masculine feminine title, not very original.
No, it's so kind of like on the nose. And after the series of upbeat dance tours, this one was slightly more political.
Okay.
So of note, she got in a little hot water for comparing Hitler to Marie Le Pen, the French the French politician.
Yes.
So they weren't too happy about that. But of course, Madonna's always been political.
Right.
And she's going to do what she wants to do.
Yeah, she is.
And then what's interesting is she toured in Russia, which now seems crazy.
She was in Russia?
Yeah, she did shows in Russia.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
When you could do that.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Well, this was
pre-Ukraine.
This was probably the era where everybody was like, you had a Marc Jacobs store in Russia.
Oh,
you had all the luxury retailers opening boutiques in Russia. So this was about that time. It was different era.
Right.
Now it seems like impossible. But she was there doing Madonna.
Okay.
And she was, of course, pushing the boundaries. She was talking about Pussy Riot and, of course, as always, LGBTQ plus rights.
Let's talk about the fashion.
Okay.
Who were the designers? That's all I want to know.
Again, she goes back to Jean-Paul Gaultier.
He must just have he needs to just have his own suite in every one of her townhouses.
Well, he said that she's the one person he wanted to marry. And he asked Madonna to marry him, and she said no. And he's gay. I think it was a bit of a joke, but that's how much he loves her.
Who else?
Yes, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Jeremy Scott, which she was having a strong relationship with. Relationship meaning with fashion. And again, Shoes by Prada and Miu Miu. So this plays into my whole boots thing, where she was understanding how important the shoes were and having custom shoes that really supported her and really, of course, then worked with all the outfits. Alexander Wang, another controversial designer, along with Dolce & Gabbana, another controversial designer.
It seems like a theme
with her.
Part 2 of Madonna Tour Couture theme is controversy.
Working with controversial designers.
Hashtag allegedly.
Okay, so my favorite look from this tour was Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Of course.
Because it was so creative the way that they reinvented the famous suiting and corset from the 1990 Blonde Ambition tour. So what Jean-Paul Gaultier said was, we played with the ideas of a suit and a corset, but the corset is now like a cage. What I have done this time is a nod to the conical bra corset of the Blonde Ambition tour.
For sure.
But reinterpreted in 3D, in patent leather on the outside with metallic leather on the inside. It's all about masculine and feminine, which was one of the acts of the tour. And it was, if you see the image, it's just so cool because she's wearing pinstripe pants, black pinstripe pants, a white dress shirt with a black tie, black gloves, sleeves rolled up, but then over it is this corset.
This 3D Madonna cone bra corset, but done in such an avant-garde modern way that it pays homage to that Madonna, like you said, the Blonde Ambition Madonna and the Express Yourself Madonna, as well as the conical bra Madonna, all of that. And the fans, I remember, just went like, oh,
you went crazy. It's like strips. So all these strips of leather sewn together, patent leather. And then you could see the shine of that metallic he was talking about on the inside. So cool. She looked amazing in it. You could tell she loved it. And it, like I said, it was a great tour. It was a tour that made lots of money. Okay,
it's my turn.
What year are we at?
We are in 2015. And 2016, and it's the Rebel Heart Tour.
Yes.
That's what I want to discuss, and costumes. Now, for this Rebel Heart Tour, and also, this was the last time that Ariane Phillips worked with her. And so Ariane Phillips also wanted to go out with a bang. Moschino, Jeremy Scott, collaborated with her. There was this bodysuit, and it was Swarovski crystals. One of my favorite looks, actually. Bodysuit, gloves, dripping with Swarovski crystal fringe. There's a fun sketch of it. And this was for Material Girl. And a Lebanese designer was involved as well, Nicolas Gebran. And he did elaborate corseted matador costume for La Isla Bonita. Prada also did kind of a rockabilly look. Not my favorite.
No.
Not my favorite. It was just a bunch of I say it was just a bunch of different shirts. I mean, maybe you guys, you know what? Leave your comments below if what you thought of this. But yes, it was very Miu Miu and it was very Prada-esque, but it didn't have the stage appeal that I would have liked.
Yeah, the cutest thing about this is her hair. Her hair was really long, and kind of wavy. Yeah, and then she did this little front pompadour thing that gave that rockabilly sort of vibe. Right. That was the best part of the whole look. But other than that,
I just wasn't a fan of it. I think she also wore like pointy creepers. Is that the wingtip creepers. This was for the Tokyo Rockabilly section. Also, Alessandro Michele, who was designing for Gucci at the time, he worked with her and did some stuff together as well. Fausto Puglisi, an Italian designer, he made several, 3, in fact, capes. Dramatic, gorgeous capes with embroidery and sequins. And there was one purple one with a heart, and then with the insignia, the big M with a hood. And the cape just draped, I don't know how many feet, down. Very dramatic. And he made 3, actually. So he made a purple one, and he made different colors, but the third one was never used, however. And he said he was inspired by Cecil Beaton. So very dramatic, very stylish, very couture.
That's what you want to see from Madonna.
That's okay. So that's why I talk about the contrast between that and then the rockabilly section, which was sort of like, okay, moving on. I mean, you could argue that you needed a palate cleanser,
breather.
But you know what? At a Madonna concert, I don't need no palate cleanser. I need it all to be at a 12.
Well, that's why I said way back in part
fashion-wise, costume-wise,
way back in part 1, I said that the last tour, the Reinvention Tour, was one of my least favorites because that's what I felt. I felt that there was no real big moment.
Right.
And the biggest moment was the Christian Lacroix corset, which is gorgeous. Yeah. But to me, it wasn't enough. You want to see something like that.
And then there was another kimono look.
I know.
This was a good one.
That Ariane Phillips actually designed, right?
Yes. This was a good look. It was like red silk red satin. It was splattered with black paint that was hand painted by artist Jeff Fender, and it had an obi style. And Phillips said that she drew inspiration from boxing, from Ushiro Shinohara's boxing paintings. Great. Yeah, one word. Great.
Well, then we go on to Madame X.
That leads us to
Madame X. So this is her 11th. So now we're getting to current times.
And we went to this one too.
And this was in theater spaces. So very small, very intimate. She had 75 dates, which I don't know, that's pretty normal.
Right.
And she did struggle a bit through this tour. She had quite a few cancellations, I think.
From injuries?
So she was starting to struggle a little bit.
So for this concert, I know that she had a lot of different looks. I mean, she always has different looks, but it wasn't in the vein of the Gaultier, and it wasn't so showy.
Right.
I mean, there were some kind of costumey theater pieces of note. There was kind of like a Napoleon ensemble, with the jacket and the Napoleon-like hat and everything. And all of those were designed by Elizabeth Emanuel. And if the name sounds familiar, she was part of the team who created Princess Diana's wedding dress.
Wow. Her and her husband.
Wow. Correct. British fashion designer Elizabeth Emanuel created those costumes for her. And then, of course, everybody remembered her patch.
Yeah.
Would you call it an eye patch?
Right.
With a big X on it.
Which is from the album cover. She wears an eye patch with an X on it, Madame X, and she wore it in the tour. And I just remember the whole time going, how is she dancing and doing all of this with one eye covered? Right. But I don't know. Maybe she could actually see through it. Who knows?
Maybe it's one of those where it's kind of like you can see, maybe like that, what's that, en garde?
Yeah.
Sport where they wear
fencing.
That's what it's called. Anyway, that custom Swarovski crystal embellished eye patch was done by Gregory Cara. And then when she did the whole Cabo Verde Portuguese segment. She had this. This was actually one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I know that this is. I don't know which one is yours, but this little sequin dress. It was like a see-through sequined dress. It was like chiffon, and then she wore an over corset. And of course, it was by a designer that I've never heard of, Francesco Scognamiglio. I know that's a
Scognamiglio.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's a lot of chicken Alfredo.
She looked gorgeous in this. Again, I always love when she pops into that brunette wig moment. And this one was again a little bob with bangs.
Yeah.
She looked gorgeous.
She looked gorgeous. Yeah, and I remember her strutting and dancing in that.
Yeah,
because it was that Cabo Verde moment. It was the fado section of the show. I think that these costumes were great for this intimate theater setting.
Yeah,
because normally, I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is just a little cocktail dress,
right? And
here she was wearing it, but then she gave it a little bit of drama and fun and whimsy to it.
Yeah. All right, so here we are. We're at the final tour.
Oh, the tour, her 12th tour, which was
the Celebration tour.
Oh, yes. And did we go to this one too?
We saw this one twice.
I have twice. We did, Daddy David.
And of course, everybody loved this one because it was sort of a best of. It had a whopping 7 acts.
7.
Crazy.
That's crazy compared to the 4 that you kept saying over and over again. I remember the opening where she wore this incredible coat, kimono, and she had this angelic type of crown. She rose up.
Yeah.
She done rose up and been lifted from the bottom to the stage, and she just, I mean,
talk about a big moment.
That was a moment, and I remember going crazy for it, and crazy because of the costume. It was so grand.
Yeah. Well, some of the big fashion moments as far as trivia was 17 recreated costumes from her past eras, 45 massive wardrobe trunks
to carry it all.
There were zippers down the back of all the costumes for the quick changes, and sometimes she wore one costume over another.
Look at you with your fun facts. I like it.
200 crew members, 3 traveling mobile gyms. And then, of course, as we know, it all ended in a huge free open-air concert in Brazil.
In Rio de Janeiro.
Yes.
That's right. It was like
millions
of people, like almost 2 million people showed up.
Crazy.
And I remember that. But 7 acts. Damn.
I know.
All right. So who was your favorite
What
look?
was my favorite
what was your
look?
Favorite look?
Oh,
there were lots.
I know.
Oh, come on. It's your Donatella look.
I know.
That's
what I was going to say.
Okay. Go for it.
So she wore what you'd call a cat suit, right? Is that what we'd say? Is that a very vintage term?
I love it, though. I love it.
Like a metallic cat suit by Donatella Versace. Silver and black, metallic, and it had long sleeves, gloves, and she looked amazing.
She looked like Donatella.
Yeah, and it was during they called this act the rave electronic act.
Oh, okay.
Into futuristic.
Okay.
So she was in this see-through cube.
Oh, that's right. She was like on top of it?
Yeah.
Like dancing, like just leaning on it, laying on it.
Through the air.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I remember. It's all coming back.
It's all
coming back. Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, I mean, while this was the most amazing concert, and you'd think maybe she wouldn't want to top this. It's Madonna, and of course, she's not going to stop.
No, she's not going to stop.
So we have the new album on July 3rd, Confessions 2, and supposedly she's going to tour.
Right.
So,
and we've seen, obviously, I think we've seen hints of what, if she does tour, what she's going to be wearing, because she did the Times Square.
Yeah.
And we saw kind of a corset. We saw the legs.
Yeah, she's basically
You know?
going back to the Confessions on the dance floor era disco outfit,
Right.
just a little updated. In fact, she wore the corset, the original corset from that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the tour is a Confessions, obviously Confessions 2, where she mixes all the music from Confessions on the dance floor and Confessions 2 together, which is kind of what she did in the Grindr concert. So I hope she just does that for the whole tour.
Yeah.
That'd be really exciting.
That'd be really. Are you going to be going up and like dancing up and down, or you're going to be
You mean at the concert?
at the concert?
Yeah.
You will?
Of course.
Up and
Oh, like Madonna, or I might do the robot.
Oh, the robot.
She does?
Like still roboting.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, then we'll do that. Can you imagine, like for us, for the old gays, she needs to have a concert where there's actual tables and chairs.
Yeah.
Like a cabaret. where the old gays just sit and we just see the kids, the Gen Z kids, just like dance the way we used to dance.
I don't think she'll accept that. She's like, if I'm dancing, you're dancing.
This is true.
She is.
If she's like, if I can still do it, your ass is gonna get up and do it.
Yep.
All right.
Until next time.
This was fun, Daddy David.
It was fun. We covered all of Madonna, one of our favorite topics.
Because she is in the news and people are talking about her, so we felt let's just talk about Madonna Tour Couture, and we did it.
All right. Okay, so make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, at the Fashion Daddies.
And get our book, The Basics of Pattern Making for Fashion Design.
And draping as well.
Yeah, draping book. And all our online courses at nickfarios.com. Okay,
until next time.
Madonna.
Bye. The Fashion Daddies is created and hosted by David Paul and Nick Varios. It's produced, edited, sound mixed, and scenic designed by David Paul. I'm just here to entertain.